I know what you're going through, and I want you to know you're not alone. There are moments in life when everything becomes quiet, yet your mind refuses to rest. The world keeps moving, people continue smiling, laughing, posting pictures, making plans, and talking about their dreams, while you sit there wondering how everyone else seems to know exactly where they belong. Maybe you've spent nights staring at the ceiling, asking yourself questions that never seem to have answers. Why did things have to happen this way? Why does it feel like no matter how hard you try, nothing changes? Why do some people walk away so easily while you're left carrying memories that still feel heavy? I know what you're going through. I know what it feels like to wake up exhausted even after sleeping for hours because your heart has been fighting battles while your body was trying to rest. I know what it's like to smile around people while silently hoping that someone notices the pain hidden behind your eyes. And I want you to know something important. You are not alone, even if your phone stays silent. Even if people you once trusted have become strangers, even if it feels like no one truly understands the storm inside your mind, you are not alone. There are countless people who have stood exactly where you are standing now, people who once believed they would never feel happiness again. People who thought they had lost everything. People who cried themselves to sleep for weeks, months, even years, and yet, somehow, they found their way back to themselves, not because life suddenly became perfect, not because all their problems disappeared overnight, but because they slowly realized that healing does not arrive like lightning. Healing comes quietly. It arrives in tiny moments. It arrives the day you laugh at a joke and realize you forgot to think about your pain for 5 whole minutes. It arrives when you listen to a song that once made you cry and discover it no longer hurts the same way. It arrives when you decide to get out of bed despite having no energy. It arrives when you finally understand that surviving difficult days is also a form of strength. You may not see it right now, but you have already survived every hard day that tried to break you. Think about that for a moment. Every disappointment, every goodbye, every betrayal, every misunderstanding, every moment when you felt unwanted, every time you questioned your worth. You survived all of it. You are still here. And that means there is something incredibly powerful inside you. Maybe nobody ever told you that. Maybe people only noticed your mistakes. Maybe they focused on the times when you struggled. Maybe they expected you to stay strong all the time. But being strong doesn't mean never falling apart. Being strong means allowing yourself to feel pain without letting it define your entire existence. It means admitting that you're tired. It means acknowledging that you're hurting. It means saying, I don't know what to do next, and still taking another step forward. You don't need to pretend anymore. You don't need to convince everyone that you're okay. It's perfectly acceptable to have difficult days. It's okay to miss people. It's okay to mourn the version of your life that you once imagined. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to feel lost. These feelings don't make you weak. They make you human. Some wounds are invisible. People can't see them. They don't notice the nights when anxiety keeps you awake. They don't hear the conversations you replay in your head. They don't understand how exhausting it is to carry sadness while trying to function normally. and because they can't see your pain, they sometimes assume you're doing fine. But I see the effort you're making. I see how hard you're trying. I see the courage it takes to keep going when your heart feels heavy. And I want you to remember something. You are allowed to rest. Resting is not giving up. Taking a break does not mean you have failed. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is pause, breathe, and give themselves permission to recover. You don't have to solve your entire future today. You don't have to know exactly where your life is heading. You don't need a perfect plan. You only need the willingness to keep moving one step at a time. Perhaps today your only achievement was getting out of bed. Maybe you managed to eat something after having no appetite. Maybe you answered one message. Maybe you simply made it through another difficult day. That is enough. Please don't compare your journey with someone else's highlight reel. People often share their victories but hide their struggles. They show the destination but not the countless times they almost gave up. You are seeing a small chapter of their story while living every page of your own. Give yourself the same compassion you would offer someone you deeply care about. If a friend came to you crying, would you tell them they are worthless? Would you criticize them for feeling sad? Would you shame them for needing time to heal? Of course not. You would comfort them. You would remind them that they matter. You would tell them they deserve patience and kindness. So why not offer those same words to yourself? You deserve kindness too. You deserve understanding. You deserve forgiveness for the mistakes you've made. You deserve the chance to start over. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter how many times you've fallen, no matter how broken things may seem, new beginnings are still possible, and one day, perhaps sooner than you expect, you'll look back at this chapter of your life. You'll remember how impossible everything once felt. You'll remember the tears. You'll remember the loneliness. But you'll also remember that you didn't quit. You kept going. And because you kept going, you discovered parts of yourself that were stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever imagined. So tonight, if your thoughts become overwhelming, remind yourself gently, I am still here. I am trying. I do not need to have all the answers. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of peace. And I am not alone.